Hey everybody, my name is Aquila and this is a Lefty Knitter podcast, episode 164. Yeah, 164, that is right. I come to you from Baltimore, Maryland with an empty house, which is awesome. This is a podcast about knitting, crochet, and any other yarny crafts that I get into, and non-yarny crafts, but I try to record through the week and then post on Saturdays. This is a weird week, and I know I've been saying that a lot lately. This is already Thursday, May 18th. I believe today's the 18th. And we are gonna be on vacation soon. So I'm very, very, very excited, but it definitely screws up my posting and recording schedule. I will try to record while we are on vacation at the beach, but who knows? But let's just start with what I have and what I plan, because yeah, that's what we'll do. Although, let me say, welcome to any new viewers. I've noticed I've had a few more subscribers. I've also noticed that my views have went up, so that's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for returning and watching this hot mess. Also, I want to thank everyone. I talked in the last episode about, trying to up my, quote, beauty regimen type deal. Whatever. Self-care. We're just going to call it self-care because I think that's easier. I had talked about how I was a chronic hair washer. Is that like a thing? So I'm now trying to break the cycle. I've been, thank you for all the advice, and then I also have done some research on the side, but I'm trying to do every other day wash, no wash. And then I'm gonna up it to every, no wash for 2 days in a row. Also, I ended up buying a boar's head brush on recommendation, and I didn't buy the most expensive one, but, I think hopefully it'll do its job. It's supposed to help disperse your oil from the top down through all your hair. Today is a day 2 day, so today is a no wash day. I've also been using my air dry product, which is like a cream I put in. I didn't use it today, I used it yesterday, and I've been finger curling my hair. And I don't know if it's even the correct way to do that, but it's been giving me these soft little curls. My hair is still frizzy, so I'm still dealing with some of that, but here we are. It's not terrible. And to combat the feeling of greasiness, even though I showered and I washed my face, didn't wash my hair, I feel like sometimes my face feels very oily on the day 2. So I bought some of those little oil soaking up typey pads, whatever those are. Oh, this is why this is not a high-end beauty podcast. Okay, I gotta stop. I have a finished object to show you guys. Also, let me go back real quick. I had gotten that loom. I had warped it wrong, and I attempted to try to take off the warps without just cutting them, and that didn't happen. So there's the update, because I never updated you guys on what I ended up doing. I just cut it, and I haven't tried rewarping it, although I did order a warping peg. So I haven't had the time to just redo it, and then even if I redid it, I don't have the time to actually be weaving on it. So there we are. Although I've been watching a lot more weaving podcasts because people had recommended them, and I want to. I don't know, not been in the right headspace to do it. So, okay, back to the finished object. I finished John's pair of fruit striped gum socks. I had finished, this is the second sock. I was all the way down here. I finished the foot and put in a toe, and I cut in my heel, and I cut in my heel in the other one. So now I have a finished pair of socks. They're pretty cool, right? I know they don't match, and I knew they weren't going to match. And I also didn't do any yarn management when I cut in my heels. I just was like, I'm starting with wherever the ball's at. So that's what happened. So it started with the light gray here, and then it started with the dark gray here. But John's not gonna care. They're gonna be in his shoes. He has not tried them on yet, but these are pretty long. I know he likes his socks to be really long, and I did try to maximize that as much as possible. This is what I have left, and this yarn is Theresa from Pretty Twisted Yarns, and this is the Johnny Bo Dyes colorway, and it's on the sparkle base. I think she may have a new sparkle base though, although this is very sparkly. But I'm very, very happy with these. They look like they actually do match, but they, like down at the toe, look at that. Isn't that crazy? But they don't match. I'm okay with that. Okay, that's all I have finished. So knowing that we were going to be doing some driving and then some relaxing and some beach drinking, I decided I needed some new cast-ons because technically this is my last big project I had to finish that was on the needles, other than I have a blanket. So I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I decided I went with an Old Faithful, and I had purchased that yarn from Maryland Sheep and Wool to do another photographer hat for John. So I have everything in here ready to go. The needles, the yarn is from Yarn Hero. I already caked it up. This is the DK Stipple DK and Starry Night colorway. So this is going to be a hat, which will be easy knitting. I have my bag all ready to go. Needles, progress keepers, whatever I need. Then I decided I was going to, I've talked about this, and I've talked about this shawl to like a lot of other people before, and it's the Stephen West Clockwork, and I have decided to make another one. I love that shawl. I like the shape. I like the size. I like that it's like 2 skeins and not 7. Although you could use like scraps. You wouldn't have to like, you know, use 2 full skeins either. You could probably use, you know, 1 skein and a few minis. Because I think the second color, you only need like 200 yards. So you could get away with using some minis. I was talking with Valerie, and we were like, how cool would it be to have the second color? I'll put in a picture here of what it looks like, the Clockwork shawl. And the second color would be really cool as a gradient, or even minis doing like the color changing. I decided to use some yarn that Liz, the black knitter, gifted to me, and I did already start this because I wanted it started in case this was like the car knitting. And I have labels for these. This really bright one is Passion Knits yarn, and it's really soft. It's so soft. Can you see it has like a little halo of, it has a halo because the colorway is called Respect, and the base has 70% baby alpaca, 20% mulberry silk, and 10% cashmere. There's no wool in this at all, which I'm totally okay with. This is going to be like a super snuggly little shawl when all said and done. The other yarn is Chicken Coop Dye Works, and they're hand dyed in Texas. This is called Ombre Omelets, and that's the base, I guess. It's a 80 merino, 20 nylon, and the colorway is Sunset. So this is my second color that you stripe in every other 2 rows, and I did start it. So isn't that cool? I'm a little worried because, like I said, the second color you only use like 200 yards. So I think I'm only gonna probably get to like here. So really it's not gonna be a big color change, and that's okay. I could cut some of this pink out, and I might see, like, count, you do 10 repeats in the first section and 10 repeats in the second. So I might cut out the purple and then go to pink and then cut out the pink and then have the other, like, two, it's kind of orangey and the yellow and then orangey. That might be what I do. I might be doing some yarn management with this to get all the colors, and then I'll have some little balls of this, which I can just use it to crank on my machine and make me some scrappy socks. That's easy enough for me to do. So, talked for 10 minutes about much of nothing. The last thing I have ready, and you guys have seen this yarn, because I frogged the project I was making a hat that looked like buffalo plaid, kind of, and I didn't like it. I thought it was too gappy, and I think the yarn needed to be more plump and lush for that hat. So I decided I'm gonna take these with me in the sock bag. This is my dedicated sock bag. It has all my sock size needles in it, and it's always my go-to to throw like a new project in. So I downloaded a pattern from Natalya she lives in Sweden, or dang it, Denmark? Damn it. She designed a pattern. So her family is in the Ukraine. She's from the Ukraine, and she's, you know, all the pattern sale money is going to help her family because they have decided to stick it out in Ukraine. And so I bought the pattern, and I'm going to loosely probably go off of her pattern because she does it toe up. I'm just going to kind of reverse it to make it work for me because I like doing socks to top down. And so this is that Plucky that I was trying to use, and this is the Marigold Jen, who no longer dies anymore. And the socks, I'll insert a picture here. You get 3 different patterns essentially because you do like the cuff of your sock, like this is in one color and a different stitch pattern, and then you're attaching like a second sock to make it like you're wearing double socks. It's so cool. I think the idea of it's really cool, and if it kind of reminds you of how Rose City Rollers have the rolled cuffs, and it's 2 colors, but it's really just a rolled cuff. It's not like a whole separate piece that you're then attaching. Sorry, this wasn't the greatest example to show you that, but oops. But I'm gonna use this, I think, as my top, and then I'm just gonna knit the whole foot in this color. I love this color. I just don't know what to put it with. I don't have a lot to match with it. I mean, this matches really well because it has all these little pops. And I just don't know what to use it for. And they both have nylon, so it's gonna be perfect for like an on-the-go type sock like that. So I'm gonna loosely go off of that and I purchased her pattern, so hopefully, you know, every little sale helps. And she's been a long-time viewer of mine, and she has her own podcast, which I will link down below so you guys can go and follow her. So I'm gonna put these yarns in here right now, and they will be ready to go. All right, that's all I have. And honestly, I probably won't have much to talk about tomorrow, and I might just post tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This is probably all we're gonna get. But until the next clippy clip, I guess. Hey guys, it's Friday the 20th. Pretty sure I was wrong about yesterday's date, but that's okay. Yeah, I have not gotten anything new done except I cranked another pair of socks. I know I already showed you guys the other pair, and you know, I don't want you to think I'm lying. I've now made 2 pair. So I cranked this pair, another shorty pair with the heel tab. These are made out of Brediculous Yarns, Toxic Punch. She's a local dyer to me, and these are a pair from me, myself. Now, you're thinking, she could just be showing us the same pair of socks, but I promise you I'm not, because these are the larger pair. I'm not lying, I promise. I made 2 pairs out of 1 skein of shorties, plus I had 15 grams left, which means I can put it into my crochet blanket. All the socks. All right, this is all I got to show for you. Show to you. Yeah, sorry. I talked a lot in the first clip, and I'm going to talk a little in this clip, and then I'm going to probably edit this and get it up to post on Saturday like a normal podcast. We've packed a bunch of stuff. We're ready to go for the most part. I mean, I'm still working today. And yeah, I do want to mention, I've been watching, and I'm pretty sure this was a graphic novel before. Yes, it was a graphic novel before it was a Netflix series. It's a young adult graphic novel about, I don't know, high schoolers figuring out like themselves and love and things like that. And it's so good. I almost wish I had known about the graphic novels first and read those. I mean, I can always go back. I'm pretty sure the author has other books too, and I tried finding them on like to listen through the library, and they didn't have any available that were for listening. So I might end up downloading them on my phone anyway. Being that they're probably like young adult, the books probably aren't very long. So I might end up still getting them. The series is called Heartstopper, and it was so good. I had all the feels. It was all the feels. So if you have Netflix and you would like to check it out, I highly encourage you to do so because it was very good. So I even recommended it to a few of my friends with like teenagers because it addresses like bullying. So there's like triggers. It addresses bullying. It addresses transgender. It addresses bisexuality. It gay, queer, all the things, right? So it was just done really well. And I think the mom of the one kid was in, gosh, I'm not going to think of that show. It was also a TV series, but it was set back in like the early 1900s and then Ireland, I believe. God, it's gonna come to me, and I'll have to end up putting it here. They had like the blades in their caps. Starts with a B. I think it starts with a B. I could be wrong. I think the mom from that is in that show, and it like kind of struck me weird because in that show she's such kind of like, she's like a badass, and in this show she's just like, you know, a mom of a teenager that's going through some stuff, and it was just different seeing her in that light. Peaky Blinders, I thought of it. Peaky Blinders, it did have a B in it. Editing Aquila here. She was not in Peaky Blinders at all. Nope, she was not. She was Queen Elizabeth in The Crown on Netflix. I knew I recognized her. I just couldn't place it. I really had my shows mixed up. If I can figure out the person I was thinking she was, I'll insert a picture right here. That really bugs me. I mean, well, she was still badass. She was Queen Elizabeth. All right, I'm gonna go. That's really all I have to recommend for sockies. Today's sock TV also was really interesting. Jamie Mayfield was doing these really cool loopy type tops to socks. I think it would be a lot of fun to incorporate into some socks for maybe Hayes or even myself. Hazel's feet are getting kind of big enough that I think I could probably start making her socks with the 64 stitch. I really didn't want to get the tiny cylinder for her feet since she's growing, so. All right, I'm gonna go. These have a ton of cat hair in them because Luna wanted to be in my lap while I was kitchenery the toes. So there we are. All right, until the next episode, I hope you all take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and knit happy.